besties, we are super excited to launch our next episode in our bread series. We are moving out to the barbecue and braai coals today. We are super excited to share with you our favorite when it comes to the traditional Stokbrood, a very true South African Roosterkoek, and then finally a gourmet Braaibroodjie. We actually are now live on all of the social media channels, so we would love if you could take some time to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all of the beautiful following stuff, so that you are connected to us with all the latest that we bring to the table. We are excited to hear from you, so please feel free to share all of your comments, your feedback, so that we know exactly what you want and that we can cater for all of your needs. We will kick off with a fantastic, the most important part is getting the braai ready. See you now. Alright, so the easiest way to make Roosterkoek is basically just adding all of the ingredients together. With the water is the exception where it comes by slowly. Then you will leave this into a bowl for about 45 minutes to make sure that it rises double in size, and then from there on you'll put it into balls, and then you'll be able to make sure, or then you'll be able to put it on the coals itself. So starting off with the flour, yeast, sugar, and salt. Slowly but surely adding the water, making sure that the ingredients just comes together. The reason for the water to be warm is so that the yeast acts or interacts with the water immediately, that they so you can see here, the dough comes greatly together. Now I'm going to place it into a bowl and make sure that it rises double in size. They are ready to be put on the coals. So just plain straightforward on your grill, place them softly. Please be sure not to burn. It's not the idea of Roosterkoek. The Roosterkoek itself is actually comes down from a very traditional place where the idea was, so it's literally bread that needs to be cooked on a grill. So that's where Roosterkoek, grill is Roosterkoek, where that actually comes from. So it's very important to know that the coal shouldn't be too hot or too cold. The idea is actually to cook the bread from the inside out, and then obviously to get all of that smoky flavors of the true actually barbecue or Roosterkoek just came off the coals and we are ready to stuff our faces with it. I just wanted to add a little bit of important information. Once the bread has been cooked on the coals, you're more than welcome to freeze it, and then to heat it up, just pop it into a toaster. It really works perfectly. You can keep it for about a month, almost 2 months. Well, if this is not a true South African Roosterkoek made with love, then I don't know what is. onion, tomato and cheese. But this time I want to add a little bit of extra finesse to this braaibroodjie, really making it or taking it to the next level. So I can promise you, when you move on to your future braais or barbecues, this is the way to go to completely blow them away. So I still enjoy just starting off with some butter, just to line the bread. You can use normal butter or margarine, the choice is 100% up to you. Just to line a little bit, just for that extra bit of salty taste. So the choice is completely yours. You are more than welcome to use this in any type of braai. You can either do it in Weber, you can do it over a campfire when you have a roster. So the idea is just so that when you want to spoil yourself, spoil the taste buds, most importantly, it is adding a little bit of finesse. So what I do add is a little bit of mayonnaise. Spread it all the sides so that there is no bite that is left dry. And then my secret ingredient is a little bit of basil pesto. Not too much, because we all know that basil pesto has got the divine opportunity or the divine distinctability to completely overrule any taste. So the idea is just to add a little bit. Moving on to your tomato, adding your slices of tomato. Just season the tomato itself with a little bit of salt and pepper. The onions, what I've done to make the onions look like quite translucent is just to add them to a little bit of hot water and let it cool down. The idea is just to take away that sting that a fresh onion has. It actually brings out the sweetness and the sweet juices of the onion out. And then lastly, we all know that the secret to a good braaibroodjie is making sure that there is enough cheese that makes it delicious. Push it together, and now it is ready for the coals. It all depends on the heat of your coals. It's very important to make sure that the coals are not too hot, but it depends on how you enjoy your braaibroodjie, whether you like to have a little bit of extra color to it, but in this case, this is perfect. I'm going to cut it in half. Technically, or if you translate it into English terms, it's called campfire bread. It's a very, very nice, entertaining way to either entertain your kids, or actually when you're going to or camping and you have a lot of friends around a bonfire, it is such a great snack to get lost with. So just by combining the ingredients, I'm going to start off with the flour as well. Aerate it as much as you can, so make sure that you sieve it beforehand. The bicarb of soda, your salt, and then for the butter, you're going to add the butter cubes directly into the dry ingredients, mixing it with your fingertips until it becomes a little bit of a breadcrumb, and then you'll see I'll add, once the breadcrumbs is started, then you'll see I'll go over to adding the buttermilk as well. We'll move it over onto a little bit of normal flour, and then we'll roll it out into little strips. whatever Stokbrood or whatever sticks you are using, please make sure that, obviously it's very important, but it's important to say as well that you make sure that the stick that you're using is not poisonous. If you are camping or you doing this around a campfire, that's all good and well, but please make sure that the sticks that you're using is done everything, right? It actually just comes down to finally cooking it. And the Stokbrood is very easy to cook itself. You just place them on the coals. You can choose if you want to hold on to the Stokbrood, which is obviously the entertainment for the kids when you want to keep them busy on a camp. But it might take quite some time, and if you drop your Stokbrood in ashes, well then it depends on if you believe in the 5-second rule. So the idea is to keep it a little bit high on the coals, that it's not too hot, not too cold. Literally just because it's so thin, it actually goes quite quickly. So maximum, you can prepare yourself for about 7 minutes. So you have now seen how we have been cooking and braaiing and roasting the Stokbrood. It is time to drizzle it with syrup. And right, so you take your Stokbrood, you remove the stick, just make sure there is lots of space. So obviously if you use a bigger stick, you'll be able to just run it through. What I want to say, a bigger stick gives you access to a bigger surface to drip your syrup into. But as you can see, it is ready to eat. Alright toasties, that is all that we have for this episode. Thank you so much for joining us around the braai and around the barbecue fire. It was really a pleasure to make you a part of our home. Please, like we said, please follow, share, subscribe to all of our pages. We are really excited to make sure that we become a household name, especially in yours. So until the next program or until the next episode, thank you for toasting with Ande.